Hello, everyone, and welcome to Superman Homepage Live, brought to you by supermanhomepage.com, the number one Superman fan site in the world. In this, our May 5th, 2025 show, we're going to be talking about when we might see or when we are likely to see the trailer for the upcoming Superman movie. And why am I calling it a trailer and not another trailer? We'll get to that in a second. We're also going to be talking about some of the things, some of the interviews that have been published with David Corenswet, some of the clothing and merchandise that is available this week for the new movie, and so much more. We're also going to turn to you to ask for your questions and comments on any particular Superman topic you would like to discuss, and to let you know how all that works and how you can get involved in tonight's show. Let me introduce you to my co-host, Michael Bailey. Hey, Mike, how you doing?
Gotta look this way.
Yes.
Can't look that way like I normally do when Mark's here because I'm on that side. So I had to turn everything around
The
today.
script.
But it's okay.
How you doing?
No, I'm doing fine. I'm doing great. It's been a busy week. But really light on Superman. I mean, there's been Superman stuff, but it doesn't feel like we're in that calm before the storm, it feels like.
Yes. Yeah, very much so, and we'll get onto all that in a second. I want to thank our sponsors and our patrons, Douglas Meacham, John Patrick Van Pelt, Tina Murray, and Rick Schutzow. Thank you very much for your support. These are the fine folks that buy us a coffee each week, and by doing that, I'm saying that they're sponsoring the show, and that's all it costs is a coffee, the price of a coffee per week, to have your name read out here on Superman Homepage Live and be featured as a sponsor of the show. We want to thank them for their financial support. They keep the show running and free for everybody else. So thank you to those fine guys and girls. And if you'd like to join them and be a sponsor on the show, all you have to do is on YouTube, click the join button below. There are different levels of membership with different levels of perks, one of them being having your name in the credits. Or you can go to patreon.com/Superman homepage. Same deal over there. So get involved as a sponsor of the show. But you can also get involved in the show by being a caller. Michael, how do people go about being a caller tonight?
Oh, it's really simple. All they have to do is go to supermanhomepage.com/live and press the call now button, and they'll be taken to the green room where they can watch the show as they're waiting to get on. Or they can scan the QR code that is right over here as I'm pointing, and you can't see it because it's... do I do it like that? No, I can't even get it right there. I am limited by the space that I have
Use
here.
your other hand.
Like this? Oh, yeah. Very good. See, I'm screwing up all over the place. But you don't have to screw up by doing the scan me button over here on the QR code. Now, a couple things. One, if you're watching us and wanting to interact while you're on your desktop or laptop, please mute if you're using an external speaker because we're kind of on a delay and that screws things up. It causes an echo. It's a whole thing. I think it opens up a wormhole to the Phantom Zone, but don't do that as an attempt to open the Phantom Zone. Also, if you're using your smartphone, please use your headset or your AirPods because there's a crackling sound when you use the speaker, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah, Capes, Tights, and Lightsabers in the comments there on YouTube is asking, can we change it from calling it the Green Room to the Kryptonite Room? Or maybe the Green Kryptonite Room, but that would have a negative connotation. We don't want you to be scared of going into the... We don't want you to be scared of the Green Room. We want you to feel comfortable there. Yes, feel free to participate by calling in tonight. But if you're a little bit shy and don't want to get on the phone or call us tonight, then you can participate in the comments there. You can be a keyboard warrior and ask any questions, type whatever comments you might want to have in reaction to what we're saying. Michael and I can see those comments, whether you're on YouTube, Instagram, or Facebook. Feel free to participate that way, and we will react to them as necessary. But if you're on YouTube and you would like your question or comment featured on the screen during the show, well, that's called a super chat. All you have to do is click the dollar symbol there. A slide will appear on your screen. You decide on the dollar amount you're willing to donate, and we'll feature your comment or question on the screen as we go live tonight. All right, without any further ado, let's get into all the deals about what we're going to be talking about tonight. And the graphic for tonight's Superman Homepage Live was all about when we might see this new trailer. and the trailer, because there was a comment on Instagram from James Gunn, director of the upcoming movie, who said this in response to a question from a fan asking about when we might see the second trailer. And James Gunn responded by saying this. Where I have it somewhere here. Let me hang on a second. Hold your horses. This is what James Gunn had to say in regards to the trailer. He said, "You haven't even seen trailer 1.0 yet. Only a teaser and a sneak peek. I can't wait to show you guys the trailer." That was like
Well,
kind
anytime,
of,
James.
yeah. Well, yeah. If you can't wait, then what are you waiting for? Don't wait. Show us it now. But that's interesting that we thought the teaser trailer earlier was something that was a trailer, but he's calling it a teaser, and then we got that 5-minute sneak peek. So he's claiming that the actual teaser is still to come, and I'm hearing it's going to be between May 12 and May 16, somewhere in that window.
Okay, that's interesting. I wonder what's significant about that. Um,
I would
I
think
guess
May
because it's 2 months
18th.
out.
Yeah, maybe it's 2 months out exactly. Like if you go May 11th, but
Yeah.
May 16th, sorry, May 18th is the anniversary of the release of Superman #1. So I mean, I don't know if that's
I thought that
significant
was
enough.
last month, April 18th.
That's Action Comics.
Oh, Superman #1. You're right.
Superman
Sorry,
number one.
you said things and you said
And you're
words and they were in English and I understood them, but my brain
maybe
did
it's my
not process
accent.
them. No, that'd be interesting. I mean, he does like to coincide with things for promotional
Mm.
purposes, so that would make sense. Like we had the Jimmy Olsen birthday thing, and he used that to talk about the new Jimmy Olsen that they have. So, and May 18th, that's a little less than 2 months, so you're not too early. I think by that point, like all the goodwill from the preview, well, the goodwill from the people that liked the preview. You're never going to get goodwill from the people that didn't like it, but all the goodwill from the people that liked the preview. Uh, that it's kind of running low at that point, so you hit them with the trailer, and then that gets them boosted for the next 2 months, and then you start rolling out the TV spots and the merchandise and stuff. Yeah, so that makes sense. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so Superman #1 was released back in 1939 on May 18th. So that could be a significant uh, date for him to drop the trailer, because the movie is called Superman, not Action Comics. So that could be a date that is relevant. But there's a lot of insiders, these people who say that they have inside information, who claim it's between May 12th and May 16th, which is obviously a little bit earlier than what I'm thinking, but it is 2 months out from the release of the film, July 11th. So we'll wait and see. Keep your eyes peeled on the Superman homepage. We'll let you know as soon as we have any confirmation of any kind. All right, well, let's jump into some of the things we do know. And that there was an interview recently. I just jumped to that interview right now with David Corenswet, where he spoke about stepping into the suit, the saying that it was pie in the sky stuff when it was ever discussed with him about the possibility of playing Superman. He spoke to ABC News and said that it was always something that he, a pie in the sky ambition. But he said, I meant to mean that there was no effing way it was ever going to happen. And then here he is, 31 years in and old, and now playing our new Superman. And I'm happy for him. I thought it was a great interview. He's saying all the right things in regards to him playing the role, and I'm really looking forward to seeing the film just to see his performance and how he comes across as Superman.
Yeah, he's certainly charismatic, which, to be fair, like all of the Supermen from the last this century have been fairly charismatic in interviews. Brandon Routh was, Henry Cavill was, Tyler Hoechlin definitely was, and it's just he's got a lot at this point because a lot of the film depends on, and the reaction to the film depends on people on the fact that he's Superman.
Hmm.
Uh, so far, I think he's in everything that we've seen with the previews and the teaser and the teaser for the teaser. I'm never going to stop making that joke because we had a teaser and then we had
For the
another
teaser.
teaser that was a little longer because the first teaser had footage that the second teaser didn't have. So I consider that a separate teaser. It's like suddenly I'm gonna have a cork board behind me with like strings and stuff
Red string.
connecting things together. But no, I just think everything that they've done to market this film. Somebody was talking about this on one of the social medias the other day, and they're like, "How well do you think they're marketing the film?" And I think they're actually doing a fantastic job marketing this movie, mainly because not only are they, now just getting to the interviews, so we're getting to know the cast and we're getting to see, like, Corenswet just did one with ABC, but they're promoting it in areas that I don't think Man of Steel did. Like Man of Steel, we like had like the shaving thing, right?
Hmm.
The Gillette
Gillette.
like box and everything. It's like, how does Superman shave? Like, okay, so you've locked in on men who shave. Congratulations. But with this one, they had the preview before Minecraft, which got it in front of a lot of eyes. They had the NBA thing with Shaq. They had the Puppy Bowl thing, which, everyone was. I remember the reaction is like, well, what was that? Well, it got people talking about the film for a very brief period of time. And now we're getting into the interviews. We're about to have the trailer. I think they're doing a really good job of making people aware that this movie is coming and that it's going to be different. But at the same time, I think everyone's saying all the right things.
Mm.
So as ever, I remain cautiously optimistic.
Yeah. I mean, Man of Steel did have other promotions as well. There was that burger one where the potholes and the guys were, you
Oh
know,
yeah,
fixing the potholes after they'd eaten the burger or what have you. So there was different promotions for different. There was, I mean, every Superman film has done a really good job of getting the promotions done and having so many products and things put in their face. Superman the movie did so much with Coca-Cola and Marlboro and with in-film placements, as did Man of Steel with IHOP and some of the other franchises that we saw get destroyed in some of the scenes. So there were there were locations in that were promoted as well. So that's always a great way to promote the film and get extra funding as you're going. And
you you're
don't
right. I don't know why I forgot about the Sears stuff because they even had the All Star Superman #1 reprint with the Sears in the background, and it was Carl's Jr. / Hardee's
yeah.
that did the burger thing.
And Burger King, I think,
Somebody
was the
was talking,
promotion.
but the yeah, Burger King had Taco Bell had the glasses for
Yep.
Superman the movie.
Yep.
I'm mixing up me films now. Uh, I think though I don't know. I'm feeling bad and trying to backpedal and make it look like I actually know what I'm talking about. But Rommel says that Superman the movie got him into Marlboros. I think that would have been Superman 2 where he was thrown into
Yes.
the
Into the
Marlboro
truck.
truck
Yeah.
and the Coca-Cola thing. Yeah, it's just my favorite though was for BVS. They had the Dr Pepper cans, and
Yes.
Superman was on the diet Dr Pepper, and at the time, and I still feel this way, that's very appropriate because both of them contain things that are not made of this earth. So aspartame's bad for y'all, and now I'm going to get sued by the aspartame company. Well, actually, Steve is, but he's in another country. This might benefit you now being in Australia, Steve. They may not come after you. So
Well, I've just added an extra tariff on on our sponsorship packages, just
okay,
so you're aware. All right, let's move
Wow,
on.
I'm shocked you went there, sir. Very good. Congratulations.
Let's have a look at some of the merchandise that was promoted this week. So there's a couple of new like wall signs, a wood wall decor, Daily Planet newspaper headline for the new movie that's available through our website via Amazon. There's Superman and Crypto T-shirts. That's one, and here is another using caricatures of Superman and his canine friend. And then there's another really cool.
Ooh, I like that one.
Yeah, that one's a nice one. So, yeah, plenty of nice merchandise out and available now. Again, these are available through our website, which is a great way to support the Superman homepage. When you buy through the links on our website, we get a kickback at no extra cost to you. So it's a great way to support the site. If you're going to buy the merchandise anyway, then why not use the links found at the Superman homepage website. So yeah, I like that last T-shirt. That was a really cool one.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have some really really nice T-shirts. Superman Crypto Fan 76 says that Amazon has amazing Superman merchandise. I was looking through some of the T-shirts. They're not movie associated, but there's a couple nice new Superman ones that they put out that people should go through the link on the homepage to go search for. So, but yeah, I it's just I'm fumbling because I want to say I'm going to buy all these things, but money's kind of tight this year. So, hey, if any one of those companies want to send us T-shirts, Steve and I, we will wear them on the show,
Yeah.
and we will proudly hawk them. I am not above getting free stuff.
Oh, 100%. Yes. We'll do everything. We unbox them, put them on, model them, whatever you want. Oh, good. Well, this past weekend, fans in Japan got a treat with the Osaka Comic Con celebrating Superman, and they had a nice display there, similar to one that I think we saw. I think it was in India, where they had the signs and what have you, and the statues of Superman and Crypto. They gave us some nice close-up sneak peeks at the Crypto and Superman standees that you could take a photo with, but pretty much the whole thing was decked out in Superman merchandise. Merchandise and promotional material. The Warner Brothers Discovery booth had this impressive display where fans could take their photo, pose, do the shirt rip, all that kind of stuff. And there was a We Love DC stage presentation that was held on the Friday, May 2nd. And sounds like everyone there in Japan had a great time. There was a video from James Gunn and David Corenswet that people thought was the new trailer, but it was actually the stuff that we'd already seen, the TV spot and what have you. So it was nothing new, no new material shown at Japan there, which was smart because you think if they're going to show something in Japan, it's just going to leak everywhere else if it was new. So I think in this day and age, that whole thing of doing a exclusive preview or reveal at a convention is gone the way of the dodo because things just leak anyway, and they're really poor quality leaks. So I think they just go across the board now, online, everywhere at the same time, so that the best quality version is put out there for the fans to see.
Yeah, what is the upside of doing an exclusive promo at a convention? How does that like? Are they hoping people at the convention will just tweet out that, oh, I just saw the new trailer? I mean, that's just going to leave people who aren't there going, that's great. What's it
Yeah.
look like? I mean, it's just it doesn't make any sense to do these things. They used to do that at Comic-Con,
Yes.
and then they wisely got smart that like a couple minutes after it was shown at Comic-Con, they would release it on YouTube and all that. They did the same thing with the 5-minute preview that you saw in front of um, Minecraft. I think the actual trailer part of it was a little extended,
Mm.
but at least you got to see the same footage
Yeah.
because, again, you're trying to get people to want to go see this film, and making it exclusive seems to be counterintuitive to trying to get people to go see your movie.
Exactly. Couldn't agree more. Speaking of merchandise, BioWorld is promoting the fact that they have a line of upcoming Superman merchandise for the new movie. They've got. I know you salivated over this one.
I
You were
want that
like,
bag so bad. I
so
really do.
yeah, it's a really cool looking backpack. They've also got a really nice looking, a darker blue cap that has some really nice stitching, some embroidery there. That's pretty cool. But they also have I mean, their licensing is not just for the movie. They also have a whole line of other um, Superman, just regular Superman merchandise, some caps and trucker hats and some kids T-shirts that have just got some of the comic book um, artwork on it. These cool looking shoes, sneakers, and then there's City of Metropolis, City of Tomorrow T-shirts,
I
1938.
like that one.
Yeah, that's
That's
pretty
a
cool
that's
as
a
well.
slick one.
So yeah, BioWorld, we'll let you know when items are available to pre-order. At the moment, they've just kind of let slip that this is some of the line of merchandising that they're coming out with as having recently renewed their contract with Warner Brothers for an extra 2 years. So keep an eye on BioWorld, and obviously the Superman homepage will let you know when any of this stuff is available to pre-order or order or purchase online.
Yeah, I hate seeing the shoes because I have mutant hobbit feet, and I can only like no seriously. I'm better off most of the time wearing the box home than the actual shoe itself. So I see these nice Converse type shoes, and I'm like, oh, that's nice. I can never wear it, but it's pretty to look at. But yeah, so thanks, Dad.
So
Um,
you're not you're not asking BioWorld to send you any free shoes then?
no, no shoes, but if they want to send that backpack to me,
Yeah,
I will do an unboxing video,
fair
and
is fair.
no, because I think it's like $170. So or somebody was talking about that it's kind of expensive, and I'm like, yeah, I want it. I don't know if I want it that badly at this point, but it's such like getting a good Superman bag is tough. And I don't really have a good backpack. I have a nice. Do I have that here? Nothing here. This
This
is
is
riveting. I know.
live
No,
show, folks.
yeah, this is riveting. I'm sure everyone's really excited about me
You're seeing
digging
Michael's
into the
ponytail.
corner of my thing. Hey, it's a lovely ponytail. No, I can't get to it, but I have a nice messenger bag that has a silver like a silver S and kind of a weird design on it. But I just like the way the S is on that bag. It just looks really
Yeah,
slick,
it does.
and it's one of those things that makes you realize, maybe they do know what they're talking about with choosing the S that they choose for the thing, and that it'll look good maybe on merchandise as well.
Well, you know what else is looking good on, and I never thought I'd say
Uh,
this: pens, as in
yeah,
fountain pens, like ink fountain pens. I mean, I never thought these were still a thing, but obviously they're a high end, like a collectible, a display thing. But Ferris Wheel Press has announced their collaboration with DC Comics to release official Superman collection of fountain pens and ink sets, obviously tying into the release of the upcoming film. There's a Scarlet Metropolis red ink version. There's a Frozen Fortress, a blue ink version. There's a Heroic Blue with a deep blue ink version. Uh, like I said, I didn't realize fountain pens with ink, dipping into an ink jar was still a thing. But obviously, for penmanship and what have you, it's still up there as something people like to buy.
yeah. This came up on one of the social medias today, and while I was having breakfast with my wife, and I showed it to her, and she likes fountain pens
Mm-hmm.
to be fair, but we were both looking at it, and she made a good point that actually this is better than those like mass produced pens that they release. Because I bought a bunch years ago for like Man of Steel that like had
Mm.
like a little bookmark and the Man of Steel thing on it, and the ink dries up almost instantly. So the nice thing about these pens, also noticing that when we come back here we freeze. That's kind of weird, but whatever. Maybe we should plan that and see if we can make it look official. But no, the nice thing about the fountain pen is that it's reusable. Now you may not be able to get those inks forever, uh, and I kind of like the heroic blue more than the kind of lighter blue. But it's a nice piece of merchandise that you don't normally think of. Like the backpack makes sense, the t-shirts, the shirt, the t-shirts and stuff, and the hats. But a fountain pen, okay,
Hmm,
well, that's
that's novel.
that's swinging for the fences, but it might be nice to have depending on the
Yeah,
price, of course.
yeah, exactly. Depending on the price, and again, the you can sign up via the form on their website, which we've got a link on our website too, for details about when they are being released. Yeah, so there was a question in the comments about Wolfpack, who are obviously another company that's doing some merchandise for the new film, a line of backpacks and bags and things like that, asking where they're based out of. I'm just having a look at their website. It's Wolfpack, WOLFPAK.com. So I'm guessing they're an American company, but you can check that out at that website to get any further
Every
details.
Everything okay, Rommel?
Yeah, it's getting very
You
violent
talking
there.
about little stabbing with a pen there? Okay, dude. You okay? Do we need to check in on you? Do we need to like do a wellness check?
A wellness check, yeah. More merchandise. Trendsetters has got these hexagonal or nexagon wood prints. They're obviously a Superman one and a Crypto one available. Again, these are available through our website via Amazon or via Amazon. They're 19.99 US each. And these Nexagon wood prints are like, I guess they're almost like stackable in some way. Like you can position them so you've got multiple ones that are positioned nicely on your wall. There are only two of these from the movie that I know of, but there are obviously they do others from different other pop culture properties. So yeah, there's always different other ones that you can buy to kind of make a nice display up on your wall.
Yeah, it's I these kind of things kind of like I'm. This really is for like the t-shirt I get. You can wear a t-shirt, but wall art's I don't know. Maybe I'm out of touch on this. I haven't been to like Hobby Lobby in a long time to see what kind of stuff they have for personal reasons, but maybe it's a big thing and I'm just not aware of it. Am I out of touch, Steve?
No, I mean,
Am
I
I
guess
behind the times?
maybe you're asking the wrong person. I'm older than you, so um, it may be
But you got
something
you
that's
got your finger on the pulse, though. That's the thing. Is that
yeah.
you
I've got to
know
keep
these
checking
things.
it. That's the problem. There we go. All right. Just quickly on the movie side of things, looking back at the Christopher Reeve films, the West Texas Symphony will perform Superman in concert at the Wagner Noel Performing Arts Center on Saturday, May 17th. So, mid month, you'll be able to watch Superman the movie on the big screen with the Symphony Orchestra performing John Williams' triumphant original score live to picture. It's a great way to see the film if you haven't done it that way. That's, as I said, May 17th. So West Texas Symphony performing that at the Wagner Noel Performing Arts Center on Saturday, May 17th. So something you may want to take a look at. Superman in concert. So it's something that I haven't seen yet, but I've seen other movies to symphony orchestras, and it is an awesome way to watch the film. So definitely something worthwhile.
Yeah, I'd really like it to come to Atlanta. It has yet to do so. We got like some of the Star Wars films and Indiana Jones. Rachel and I went to see Nightmare Before Christmas, played with a live symphony, which was really nice.
Cool.
I'm now trying to not say "but no" because apparently I say that a lot, uh, according to James Woods. Now I want to make a ooh piece of candy joke. I'm sure he hears that all the time. I almost said it. Almost said it. Almost said, but
yourself.
no. Oh God, he's right.
All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break, play some messages, come back on the flip side for the second half hour of tonight's program. We've got This Week in History. We've got our fan favorite segment. We've got so much to get through, comic book stuff as well. So stick with us. We've got plenty to come up right here on Superman Homepage Live.
We'll be back in a moment with the exciting climax of today's episode. So stand by.
If you're enjoying Superman Homepage Live, then please like and share this video with your family and friends. Also, if you'd like to subscribe to our YouTube channel, then you can click on the bell to receive notifications whenever we post a new video. You can also join our YouTube membership program, just click the join button below. Or you can become a patron and support our website by going to patreon.com/Superman Homepage.
Look, up in the sky.
It's a bird.
It's a plane. No, it's SupermanHomepage.com, the #1 Superman fan site in the world. SupermanHomepage.com, covering the world of Superman from the 1930s to today. News, reviews, rumors, and reports. SupermanHomepage.com for all your Superman comics, TV shows, movies, cartoons, radio shows, and more. Everything you ever wanted to know about the Man of Steel and more. SupermanHomepage.com.
Thanks, Superman Homepage, for all the support over the years. I really appreciate it.
I'm Matt Bomer. I'm the voice of Superman in Superman Unbound, and this is the Superman Homepage.
Right here on Superman Homepage.
Say, kids, what is it up in the sky? Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's Superman. Yes, sir, kids, a real flying Superman that can be yours. Looks just like Superman himself. He's made of tough blue plastic and has a bright red cape that fits on his shoulders. With your flying Superman, you get a powerful launcher to send him sky high, zooming through space just like Superman does in his adventures. Now, you'll want to be one of the first to have your own flying Superman, so listen carefully, because here's all you do to get yours. Send one box top from Kellogg's Corn Flakes and just 10 cents. That's one box top and just 10 cents to Flying Superman, Box 330, Battle Creek, Michigan. Or use the handy order blank right on the Kellogg's Corn Flakes package. Get your Flying Superman from Kellogg's now.
And we're back on Superman Homepage Live. Always used to love hearing Battle Creek, Michigan in there, all the ads.
Yeah.
That's where they sent everything, box tops and what have you, 10 cents, a dime.
Yep. That's where Kellogg. I think Kellogg's is still headquartered out of there, unless they've up stakes and now there's tariffs on everything.
Now it's all made in Taiwan,
which is
or
possible.
China, or
no, the ingredients in the cereal here is stuff you can't find in other countries. So, and I'm not kidding about that. If you look at Fruit Loops made here compared to made in the UK, the ingredients list different. Is about half.
All got corn syrup. All right. Interesting. Like he's like, it just looks like exactly like Superman, red cape. And I'm going, okay, we're going to take your word for it, dude, because it's in black and white.
Yeah, it looks exactly like Superman, because Superman looks like he has a butterfly on his back at all times. So, but whatever.
Very good. All right, well, kind of changing tact and on a sour note, on a bit of a somber turn for news. This past week, we lost acclaimed comic book artist Jackson Guice, who was an artist who worked on Superman in an era that is near and dear to our hearts in the mid to early 1990s. He sadly passed away, only aged 63, had been suffering with some health challenges of late, and his brother-in-law, James Hattel, posted a heartfelt message on social media about his passing, but we wrote an article all about Guice's impressive 4-decade career in comic books, and I know, Michael, you would fondly remember his artwork.
Oh yeah, I mean this is sadly the first of the Triangle era people that we've lost, and at a very very relatively young age. 63 is not, people are living a lot longer these days, and I just it popped up, and I was just like, man, that's really sad. Not only for his friends and family, but he's been working all the way up till today.
Mm.
But he was on Action Comics. His first, I believe, his first work for Superman was he was a guest penciler on Superman for the Metropolis mailbag issue.
All right.
And then he was teamed up with Roger Stern on Action, and he stayed on all through the Death and Return, and a little bit after that as well, after Roger left. But he's been rocking and rolling since the 80s in terms of being an artist. Worked in Marvel, DC. Thunderbolts just came out on into theaters. He drew the Winter Soldier series back in the. Apparently, if I said series and Siri thought I was talking to her on my phone, that's kind of strange. But no, it's just it was really, though, heartfelt to see not only the fans but a bunch of the pros come out and say some nice things about him. But yeah, it's a tough business, and comic book creators don't usually have health benefits because it's very expensive, and they're basically independent contractors most of the time, unless they have some kind of contract with the companies. So yeah, it's just that's somebody, I forget who, another Patrick Zurcher, who drew Action Comics as well, was talking about that shortly after after Guice's death was announced. But yeah, I always don't know what to say at the end of these things, because
it's hard to
we're
transition.
thinking of family and friends and the people that worked with him, but gone way too soon.
Definitely, very much so. So our condolences to his family and friends. All right, still on the comic book side of things, and can you believe it's been 29 years since Kingdom Come was released?
My knees remind me that every once in a while. But yeah, coming up 29 years. Next year it's going to be 3 decades. Oh, good Lord.
I know, it's crazy to think, but I recently watched a sneak peek, or sorry, an advanced preview of the Legend of Kingdom Come documentary that's being released, and it is so good. Like, it's such a great documentary. I'm going to do a review on it as soon as I get a moment to scratch my nose. But it's just been 29 years, and the impact that it had on the industry, especially considering Alex Ross's art and the impact that had on the way comic books are perceived. Just so much. Even the movie we're about to see is obviously influenced by Kingdom Come. That S was originated by Kingdom Come, and there's so much of what we have to think about how comic books are perceived today that was because of Kingdom Come and similar comic books around that time.
And one of the things that Kingdom Come kind of ushered in for DC is, if you look at DC Comics in the 90s, in the early part of the decade, they were still kind of coasting on the 80s, which is the late 80s aesthetic. And then right around Zero Hour, they kind of tried to jump in with the image look, and it didn't stick. But Kingdom Come came out in 96 in the summer. And shortly after that, you had Grant Morrison's JLA. And there's even one of their Watch This Space. DC used to have a house page in the books called Watch This Space. And they were talking about it in one of them, that they decided they were going to really focus on their characters, and they were going to focus on their writers and and trying to tell the best stories possible. And you saw a noticeable shift in DC's the way DC told its stories. And Kingdom Come was a huge part of that, because Kingdom Come is interesting. It is the end of the DC universe, essentially. It's this very influential story, but at the end of the story, Superman says, we're not gonna rise above you, we're gonna work among you. And it was all about putting away the costumes and working with humanity towards a better tomorrow.
Spoiler alert,
also,
by the way.
it's 29 years old, Steve. I mean, and it's funny because it's also a commentary. It's Alex Ross and Mark
Very
Waid's
much
commentary on the comic book industry of the time.
Yes.
Magog, one of the characters, was specifically designed to look like every Rob Liefeld cliche in one character. That's the way Ross designed him. And if you get a chance, because I recently, for a podcasting thing I was a part of, I reread Thy Kingdom Come, the Justice Society story. And I'd really check it out and reread it, because it's really well done. But the Superman special in that was written and drawn by Ross. And it's basically how the Lois Lane of that universe died. Spoilers, again, for a story that's 29 years old. But Lois Lane dies at one point before the story takes place. And it's incredibly moving. And even today, this story, as you said, is influential. I don't think it's any kind of surprise that James Gunn, who has such a love for the comics in and of themselves, wanted to use this version of the S for his version of Superman.
Yeah. Mind the Gap in the comments asks, does the documentary cover the fact that it was Alex Ross's idea, and he then approached Mark Waid? Yeah, it is. It's Mark Waid and Alex Ross have obviously both interviewed extensively in this documentary, and Mark Waid says, I was pretty much just showed the way for things to go, because it was all Alex Ross. He came up with everything. Is pretty much his idea. I was just the person who kind of ushered it in the right direction. But so there's no escaping that, and the documentary definitely does focus on that. So it's definitely worthwhile. It is premiering a lot over the different places this year, and there's a Blu-ray coming out and all that kind of stuff. So we'll keep you updated on all the different ways that you'll be able to see this documentary as it's released in this year. But look for my review in the coming days or week ahead. All right, still one bit of action figure news for the new movie that I didn't touch on was this Beast Kingdom sneak peek for... Oh, sorry, turn off the Kingdom Come thing. There it is. Crypto and Superman. So it's Superman and Crypto. It's a dynamic action heroes action figure set based on the upcoming movie. They've only given us a sneak peek of Crypto, but we'll let you know when everything is fully revealed. But yes, the action figure for Crypto, it doesn't have any articulation, but the Superman action figure will be fully articulated, so you can do all your different poses and what have you for that. So bit of a sneak peek at the Beast Kingdom upcoming action figure set. Talking about action figures, and we will get to the fan favorite segment in a second, I wanted to show you this, Michael. Beast. This is the McFarlane Toys 7-inch scale DC Multiverse Cyborg Superman, Return of Superman 7-inch scale action figure. Thoughts on the design?
He's a little beefy on top, but it's a good version of the character. I just think that it should be a little more streamlined, I guess is the best way to say that.
Okay.
Because when I think of the Cyborg, I think of Dan Jurgens. Dan Jurgens did not draw an overly bulky version of the character, but it's a lot better than the New 52 one they were offering before. So I'm glad that we're getting one that's more. I think it was labeled the Revenge of the Green Lanterns version of the character, because I don't know if people remember this. During the early days of Jeff Johns' run on Green Lantern, he kind of took Cyborg Superman for a little while. They even had him show up during the Sinestro Corps War in a new costume. So, but no, it's perfectly not. It's perfectly fine. I just don't like the top of it all
Fair
that
enough.
much. So
Yeah, I think these were only available through GameStop.com, and I think they sold out. Pre-orders sold out pretty quickly, but it was $26.99, which is kind of standard pricing for action figures these days, which is not cheap. But yeah, so that was the Cyborg Superman one. All right, we're going to jump into the fan favorite segment of our show right now. Before I forget. All right, our fan favorite question from last week was, what is your favorite episode of the Legion of Superheroes animated series? And we had a couple of people respond. Michael, who was up first?
Oh, Lorenzo Hot Takes Valdez wrote in, my favorite Legion of Superheroes episode is the 2-part series finale, Dark Victory. It's super cool that an awesome Superman episode and an awesome Batman comic both share that title. I guess that makes Dark Victory the world's finest story title. You're not wrong.
Nice. Very good. Thank you to Lorenzo. And next up, we had JP Rocha, who said, my favorite episode of Legion of Superheroes is the Karate Kid Season 2, Episode 5. This is a character spotlight episode with a great message about internal strength and overcoming all challenges. Karate Kid, one of my favorite characters, joins the Legion. Unfortunately, Nemesis Kid was left into the Legion in this episode, let into the Legion in this episode as well. But maybe it is some justice that the episode ends with Nemesis Kid doing Val's laundry. So there you have it. That were
Do you get that, by the way?
No, I don't. You'll have to.
Nemesis Kid killed Karate Kid in the comics in the early days of the Baxter series. Sorry, I'm just amused at the fact that if you watch any of the Karate Kid films and go through the credits, there is a copyright DC Comics because they had to get permission to use the name.
Wow. There you go.
Yeah, they didn't have to do it for Cobra Kai, but for Karate Kid, they have to note that it was something. I don't know what lawyer got involved with that, but which makes me want to yell, put him in a body bag, Nemesis Kid. But
very good. Well, thank you for that bit of trivia. So our new question for this week's fan favorite segment is, moving along up the line, what is your favorite episode of the Young Justice animated series? Now, Young Justice was a very popular series. The fans demanded its return once it was kind of cancelled or stopped at one point. So, Young Justice, I'm sure we'll get plenty of responses to this fan favorite question. What is your favorite episode of the Young Justice animated series? The email address to send your responses to is info@supermanhomepage.com. That's info@supermanhomepage.com. Get involved with the fan favorite segment of our show. All right, jumping in. Oh, sorry. Do you have a favorite Legion of Superheroes episode, Michael? I haven't seen too many myself. I've watched them, but it's been a while.
Haven't seen a single episode. Bought it on Blu-ray. Haven't watched it yet. It's it's a blind spot. It's one of a very rare blind spot in the modern era for Superman that I haven't seen. It's like that and the last half of Smallville season 7. I kind of stalled out. She got amnesia. I was just like, really? Are we really doing this? Yeah, I guess we are. It is Smallville, isn't it?
There you go. All right, so get involved in the fan favorite segment. Let's jump into This Week in History. Here is Michael's intro.
Come with me now, my son, as we break through the bars of your earthly confinement, traveling through time and space.
Yes, This Week in History that I had to rush to do because I completely forgot, and I've been doing stuff all day, and it just went completely over my head. But we're going back to 1955 for Superman number 98, The Amazing Superman newsreel. is one of the stories in this. That's not an attractive cover. Moving on to 1965, we have like a really funny cover. Every time I see this one, I think it's hilarious. It's why is he following into power lines? So, and I love it. When Superman lost his memory. When didn't Superman lose his memory during the Silver Age? That was a common trope. 1975, we have Superboy number 210. This is Superboy starring the Legion of Superheroes as they continue their relentless march on taking over the title. So maybe Karate Kid had it coming, is what I'm saying. 1985, this is a big one. Crisis on Infinite Earths number 5. And it's a big one because this is the very first issue of Crisis I ever read.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I started with issue 5 because I don't believe in easing my way into a story.
Sequential.
No, there was a kid in the neighborhood whose name I won't say because everyone will laugh because it's also the name of a very popular song. And he and I traded comics, and I forgot what I gave him for this, but he gave this to me, and it was a revelation. It really opened my eyes up, and it's kind of funny that by this time it's like the fall of 1988. So the crisis has been over for almost 3 years. And here I am reading this and really falling in love with it. It's got the Earth 2 Superman in it. I do not have a that copy. I have several. I have the Absolute edition, and I have some of the collected editions. So I have the facsimile edition that came out last year. But I read that first copy to pieces, so I don't even know where that is now. But
Steve Brown in the
I saw that
says he started with issue number 8. So
yeah, so you started with the death of the Flash. So it's like people who started with issue 7. At least there you get like a lot of information about what's going on. This kind of didn't give you anything, but I loved it. Jumping ahead to 1995, we have Superboy number 17. In a very teen beat type of pose. He's ripping some chains out, gives you absolutely nothing about what the issue is about. Also that same week, Superman, the Man of Steel, number 46, as we're wrapping up the death of Clark Kent, Superman takes on the forces of Conduit. I really, it's a great cover, and I love that issue. 2005, Lex Luthor, Man of...
I missed
Man
it.
of
Sorry.
That's...
I don't have the cover.
Oh, that's okay. Oh, is it? So we have Lex Luthor, Man of Steel, number 3, which was Brian Azzarello's miniseries that was, let's tell the story from Lex's perspective. I'm going to be rereading it soon for something, and I remember not liking it. Also, Superman number 216, which was part of the 3-part story of Superman and Captain Marvel teaming up to fight Eclipso. Then in 2015, we have Convergence number 5. Convergence, very much a big Superman story at times, even though you wouldn't know it from this cover. But speaking of that, we also have Convergence Justice League that has Supergirl on the cover there fighting Aquaman and Mera. So, pretty standard for DC at the time. And more importantly, Convergence Superman number 2, the birth of Jonathan Kent. Which is why this issue is stupid expensive on eBay. I accidentally sold mine. I sold a bunch of comics, and I had all of my Convergence issues, not with the Superman ones, not in my Superman boxes, but in another box. So I had to rebuy this one because it was accidentally sold. And I actually had to get like the Chip Kid variant covers because the main ones, people were wanting like $20, $30 a piece. For the issues. So, but yeah, because Jonathan Kent's, TV star, it was really expensive. And this is what launched the Superman, Lois and Clark miniseries that launched Rebirth. So it's a historic issue. In the real world, on May 5th, which is today, it's tomorrow for Steve, but it's today for us. Henry Cavill, born in 1983, so he is as old as Superman 3. And on May 8th, Salome Jens, who played Martha Kent on the Superboy television series, was born in 1935, and that is This Week in History.
Thank you very much for that, Michael. Sorry I missed out on a decade there of covers, but it was like...
That's okay. No one wants to
together.
see the covers to Superman, Lex Luthor, Man of Steel. It had Batman on it, because of course it did.
Of course.
Why not?
Why not?
And Mind the Gap does point out that Jonathan Kent was delivered by the Flashpoint Batman.
Yes. He was there in the background of that cover. So there you go. That was that This Week in History. Thank you so much for that. Don't forget, folks, that the Superman homepage Super Trivia Quiz is available for the beginning of the new month. And the 3 questions we're asking you this time around are all related to crypto. So we've got, in the Crypto the Superdog animated series, what is the name of the boy who finds and befriends Crypto? In the animated movie DC League of Super Pets, what color kryptonite gives the animals their powers? And what is the name of James Gunn's own pet dog who is the inspiration for Crypto in the upcoming Superman movie? If you think you know the answers to all 3 questions, don't say anything in the comments right now. Go to supermanhomepage.com/trivia and enter the Super Trivia Quiz form. The names of each person who guesses them right will be in the Never-Ending Battlers list. So get involved and see if you are able to guess the answers to all 3 of those questions. supermanhomepage.com/trivia. I mentioned earlier about the Osaka Comic-Con convention that took place recently. Indonesia had their own Superman Day celebration, and I was lucky enough to get some photos from that. Turn that off. There it is. Okay, so yeah, Jakarta, they had a successful weekend for Superman Day, and they did this on April 27th, even though the day itself was April 18th. But they featured different activities. The fans all got together and had great photos. There was some prizes to be had, some cosplay, fan costume competitions and all that kind of stuff. So thank you to the guys who sent me those photos for the Superman Day there in Jakarta. Looks like everyone had a great time.
Yeah, that looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I'm sure we're going to be seeing more and more convention pictures
exactly
in the next couple of months.
I love seeing how fans around the world celebrate Superman. So that was great to see. All right, well, that pretty much brings us to the end of tonight's episode. By the way, folks, it was remiss of me at the beginning of the episode not to mention that Mark Lax isn't with us tonight because he's unwell. So we wish you all the best, Mark. Hope you feel better soon and look forward to having you rejoin Michael and I for next week's episode of Superman Homepage Live. Speaking of which, next week's episode of Superman Homepage Live will be on Monday, May 12th at 7:30 p.m. Pacific Time. We hope you'll join us then. I want to thank our sponsors and patrons, Douglas Meacham, John Patrick Van Pelt, Tina Murray, and Rick Schutzow. Thank you very much for your support of the show. And thank you to my co-host, Michael Bailey. Thank you, Mike.
Pleasure as always, Steve.
And don't forget, as I said, we'll be back next week. Until then, be sure to check out supermanhomepage.com for all your daily news updates on everything surrounding the Man of Steel. Superman Crypto Fan 76 is asking about the Superman Secret Soundbite. We do that at the end of every month, so we did that last week. Mm-hmm. So, you can go back and listen to last week's episode if you want to hear the new Super Secret Soundbite. So, but thank you to everyone who did tune in and be with us, give us your company this past hour. We really appreciate you joining us each and every Monday night. So we will see you next week. On behalf of myself and Michael Bailey, thanks for watching Superman Homepage Live, brought to you by supermanhomepage.com. Good night.